So I guess I lied. This is going to be part 11, not 10. Go figure. Wait till everyone's zoned in. So we're waiting on Cord. You can do it, Cord. We believe in you. You got this. Maybe. I mean, if it wasn't fun, that would be problematic, Zactav, so good. Yeah, exactly, Mike Kamano. That is unfortunately true. True. There he is, okay. Back into it.
Darth Decimus said you'd be coming. Welcome to the Blitz. What we've got here is a cleanup operation. Factories were moving massive amounts of supplies to rebels across Corellia. Bomber brigades came in. We rained fire on their heads, ripped the factories apart. We just need to beat down the rebels hiding out inside.
Nothing like a bombing run to crush their spirit. You're making my job easier.
Much appreciated. I'll tell you, it wasn't easy considering the company I had to work with. We're getting intel from an inside source. Unfortunately, his dalliances with the local women make him perpetually late.
Manners, Major Tradick. We all have our vices. I'm sorry we haven't met. I'm Darbin Sul, Corellia's top counselor, friend to the Empire. I hope the Major hasn't dirtied my reputation.
Why is a Corellian aiding the Empire?
I've always been a firm supporter of the Empire. And the promise to become Corellia's Prime Minister didn't hurt. I have friends, acquaintances in the Resistance. I pretend I'm sympathetic to their fight, and they tell me things like who's supplying them. Certain factories were churning out military-grade munitions, battle droids, you name it. All donated right to the Resistance across the core worlds.
That's why we bombed those factories into an inferno.
Not quite the subtle approach I hoped for. The bombardment trapped the rebels in the burning wreckage. Now they're angry, desperate, and sitting on the largest weapons stockpile in the core. If the rebels get those weapons functional, we may as well abandon Corellia.
Now you'll get to see what bounty hunters are all about.
Those Corellians fight dirty. Whatever munitions they've got have downed every squad sent their way.
You'll do better. Just wipe out their weaponry. If I know my people, they'll bow to the Empire once their hope is crushed.
Well, that's all we have to do is crush their hope. Gee. So, I was typing in chat during that conversation, but I want to be clear. If we do another review next of TOR, I would actually like it to be Trooper. Trooper or Jedi Knight, but either way, one of the two bad ones. Just get that crap out of the way, you know? Because it'll be the longest one, because we'll have to do the Republic planetary primaries, and we'll have to do the 4 Republic instances. And Trooper sucks and Jedi Knight sucks. And we'll balance this out a little bit. Get some negatives going on here. Lots of negatives. Whoops, nope, I'm going the wrong way. It's also very possible it'll be better than I remember. That is legitimately a possibility. It's also possible it'll be worse than I remember. God, I hope not. If nothing else, Trooper should be fun to play. Is this not the... I don't remember how to get over there. Maybe I was going the right way. Hang on, let me see what happens when the map updates here. Update. Nope. Okay, maybe I was going the right way. God dang it. That is also a possibility, Dakota. Yeah, but I never reviewed them, Caspian. But no, if anything, I would rather... The reason I did TOR Sith Warrior first is because of my usual mentality. Now you're thinking, well, lore, I thought you did the worst first. Yeah, I do the worst first when I'm sure. When I'm testing the waters, I start with something I consider very good to see if the interest is there at all. Hence, Sith Warrior. That's why I said I would be okay with a Sith Warrior playthrough. Like, you ever heard me recommend that you start the Final Fantasy series with FF1? No, you haven't. You ever recommend me you start Star Trek with the original series? No, you haven't. You gotta test the waters first. And you start with the worst. Is this the right way? This is probably not the right way, is it? I'll find out in a minute. But yeah, I agree. Agents should be last. Like, dead freaking last. Oh, hi, guys. I guess these looped. Whatever. The reasoning behind that, by the way, is to gauge if you're interested at all. If you start with the worst... Let me rewind this a second. Let's say you're someone who would like Star Trek. However, you start watching Star Trek with Season 1 TNG. You hate TNG Season 1, you put it down, you never pick it up again. And you are the kind of person who, in this mythical scenario where we magically know the truth, you would actually like Star Trek. But you never get to because you never got through the Drek, right? I'm not trying to dismiss the Drek. That's what the negatives are for. But I do think you shouldn't start with the Drek. Thana? You mean from Taurus, von Falkenstein? I'm talking about the right person. What are we doing here? Over. I can be down for that. And she would certainly be better than Brunmark. And she has a better voice actor, Triss, than Brunmark. So yeah, that sounds like a win-win-win to me. There's only one way we could... There's only one way we could ever find out, Mr. Red. Actually, so last night, or excuse me, 2 nights ago, I was talking to my friend Third. I don't know how many of you are old enough to remember the shareware days. Shareware was a fancy term for paid demos, and you're probably thinking, why would you ever pay for a demo? When I say paid, I mean like 50 cents. In my case, it was actually $1. You would pay $1, and they had the big old floppies, you know, the 5 1/3 or whatever. And I would just buy a bundle of them and try a bunch of games and see which ones I liked. And played a lot of Drek as a consequence. Because holy crap. But that is also how I came across quite a few good games. In fact, that's how Quake came to my understanding. Was via that. To name one example. Anyways, I bring it up because the general idea that goes into, you know, shareware is the same general idea that I'm positing with start with Sith Warrior, start with TNG Season 3, right? See if you like it when it's doing well, then you can determine if you want to deal with it when it's bad. I used to have a subscription to several magazines, and I used to love getting the CDs in those. That's how I became aware of Total Annihilation, by the way. It was one of those CDs in a magazine. Favorite 90s shooter other than Half-Life? I'm actually going to probably go with Quake 2 on that one. Yeah, I think I'll default to Quake 2 on that. Although I haven't played Quake 2 in a long time, but I have very fond memories of it. Yeah, it's always funny to me which industry standards stick and which ones go away. You know? Actually, I believe Quake 2 is on Lore's list.
I know that code is right. Why aren't my escape passages opening?
Hi.
The answer just broke into your command center.
Strong enough to demolish my forces and smart enough to take out my tech. When the alarm sounded, I knew there was trouble coming. Don't strike! I'm a secret Imperial agent working directly for Darth Barris.
Yeah, I know.
That's not news to me. You discover and keep secrets for Barris that he uses to gain power and control others.
My work keeps rogue Imperial elements from destabilizing the Empire. But that's just part of what I do. I'm essential in the fight for Corellia. I steer Republic-aligned resistance forces into battles they can't win. Shut me down, and we lose this war.
Cooperate and you may survive this encounter. You collect secrets for Darth Barris, that must end. Give up the information you harbor for him.
There's no future in denying Barris.
I'm systematically tearing Barris down, and I'm still here.
I see. Every regime eventually falters. I'd be wise to get out before the towers start crumbling. I'll upload the files. There. Wiped from my system and relinquished to you. Does this earn your mercy?
Sit still while I authenticate your information. Darth Vowron, I'm transmitting the materials from Colonel Senks's files.
Excellent. Let me look them over. Yes. This is the leverage Darth Barris has over my fellow Dark Council members. Now, they are free of him.
Does this mean I get to keep breathing and winning the war for Corellia?
I leave that decision to my formidable friend. What do you say? Does Colonel Senks live or die?
Continue your work, Senks. But if I hear that you are aiding Darth Barris in any way, I will hunt you down.
I will cut off all contact with Barris. I guarantee it. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must repair my security systems.
Good work, my new friend. You are proving we can tear Barris down without compromising the Empire. I have news, but as I said, Barris likely has the place bugged. Contact me when you clear the compound.
Yeah, no kidding, Vigilant. I'm sure Barris is exceptionally unhappy at how much damage we just caused him. It's almost like maybe he probably shouldn't have made an enemy of us. Huh.
All quiet here, my lord. Nothing suspicious and no further attempts on Darth Vowron.
Captain Quinn is an excellent officer. I'm in good hands here. Barris's false Jedi is still at large. He leads Jedi against Sith who defy Darth Barris's will. My operative, Shadow, is searching for him. Unfortunately, Shadow is pinned down by enemy artillery. He has our information, but had to go radio silent to avoid capture.
I'll get the information directly.
Shadow was cut off on the other side of Axial Park, beyond Coronet Zoo. The park is a frontline battlefield where the heaviest fighting is taking place. We have a safe house in that sector. Shadow will be waiting there.
I'll carve a path through the fighting and rendezvous with your man.
If you're interested, there is also an opportunity to help the war. The bombings that blocked Shadow are hampering our ground forces in Axial Park. If you could destroy the enemy artillery banks along the way, it would be most helpful. Either way, Shadow will tell you all you need to confront Barris's Jedi spy. We'll talk again when the deed is done.
Thank you very much, XM. Very much obliged the sub. Thank you. I have put that, of course, towards Divinity Original Sin 2 per your command. Alright, where are we going next? That's what I thought. Let's get out of here. But yeah, what I was going to say, Bragwin, is I used to be poor. I mean, I'm not exactly rich right now, but I'm doing comfortably. All thanks to you guys. Don't think I've forgotten that. But I used to be poor. I mean, I've been destitute, so of course I've been poor. But when I was poor, the way that I would procure new video games would be either through my grandparents, who would buy me like 1 or 2 a year, or I would buy magazines with some of my spare money and play the demos in them. In some cases over and over, because it was all I had was the demo. Couldn't afford the full game.
The rebel weapons shipments are stopped permanently. The resistance is broken.
Good show. See what a little elbow grease can do, Major?
Can it, Darbin? Darth Decimus will want to hear this.
Major Tradic, Darbin Sull, and my good friends. What of the rebel supplies?
Destroyed, my lord. The resistance in Labor Valley is defeated.
That's not entirely accurate. Their weapons are in flames, but the rebellion here is still kicking.
I'm aware of their persistence, Counselor. Intelligence monitored the rebels' retreat. They slithered into the tunnels beneath Coronet City, like the worms they are.
No time to lose.
I wouldn't rush in without a plan. Those tunnels are Solonian territory.
If those furry aliens are part of the resistance, we'll blast them off Corellia.
Patience, Major. The Solonians are fierce warriors. Those tunnels are their nest. Your men wouldn't survive 5 minutes.
You don't know the half of it. I've seen holos of a gang that attacked the tunnels, clawed to pieces.
Nothing gets under my skin.
That's why you're the hotshot and I'm the public servant.
The rebels are down there collaborating with the Solonians. They're following the orders of Myrtle, a vicious warrior, and the Solonians' den mother. Her tunnels are the rebels' lifeline, moving troops and supplies beneath Coronet City. Take Myrtle's lair, and we'll fracture the rebellion.
Fine. What are your instructions?
March into the Solonian tunnels. Cut down the rebels and deal with Myrtle. Once you're in, Imperial forces will cut off their escape. As for you, Darbin, I require your unique perspective elsewhere. Take the first rocket tram to Axial Park. Wait my orders.
Right away, my lord. Corellia's Prime Minister-to-be is happy to serve.
The Empire's grip on Corellia is tightening. Crush the Solonians, and our victory will be that much closer.
Oh, I'm sorry, Baron. I miss swimming. I used to love to swim. I'm not sure if I can anymore, though. I've never tried since the accident, so I'm not sure how it would work. My left leg doesn't work the same. And yes, that means I haven't swum in 15 years, but, you know. Rentals, that was another big thing. When you couldn't afford games, rentals. I know I've talked about that a lot, but I cannot overestimate how valuable rentals were for my gaming career. Well, I also don't have access to a pool card thrower. It's a shame rentals aren't really a thing anymore. Just because of how gaming is nowadays. Oh, tons, Mr. Red. Most of the games that I am aware of and enjoy, I am aware of because of rentals. Including such little-known gems you've probably never heard of as Mega Man, Final Fantasy, Zelda, Metroid. Some examples. I mean, okay, obviously I'm naming very big name things, but legitimately all of those franchises I just mentioned came across my board via rentals. I also played a lot of Drek. But that's okay. I mean, I understood that. Honestly, and this is going to sound pedantic, but I think that was a good life lesson. If you're going to send the net out wide, you're going to get some crap along with the good. I really do think that's a good lesson to take to heart. Yeah, the first PlayStation games I played on a rental because I didn't own a PlayStation for quite some time. Honestly, that's something of a business idea behind mine, Savicom. Put simply, let's say I have bagrillions of dollars all of a sudden, right? I would fund a large number of things, cast the net wide, because I know that a lot of those adventures are going to fail, and I know that a lot of them are going to result in some crap. But I think the gems that will succeed or create some truly worthwhile stuff are worth that. That's just the way I think. This also applies when it comes to franchising. Looking at you, Warhammer. And honestly, Star Wars. Like, Star Wars... Hang on. Worst Star Wars games. Let's just look some stuff up here. What do we got? Well, just give me some gems here. I want games that most people have never even heard of. Let's see. Ah, here's a good one. Jedi Arena on the Atari 2600. Let's see here. What else we got? Ah, yes, Star Wars Millennium Falcon. That's a 1998 game. It's a CD-ROM game. How about Masters of Terras Kasi? What else we got here? Oh, this is a perfect one. Yoda Stories. You ever heard of Yoda Stories? No, you haven't. Don't lie. Let's see, what else? Everyone knows about the old Phantom Menace game, which is hilariously funny. Or, excuse me, hilariously bad, but despite being funny, it is a terrible game. What we got here? Bombad Racing. Jedi Starfighter. I actually played that one and own it. Force Commander. Yeah, screw that game. Terrible RTS. There's a lot of games. This is my point, though. There are many Star Wars games. It's what they used to do. And we got a whole lot of crap. And some good stuff. Hi?
I've heard much of the Solonians' fearsome leader.
What say quick say upgemakte gedei tuneskale. Dann ich zeigt's sie.
I'll rest when Corellia serves the Empire.
Das gut getan, Dollar-Gedackers.
Well, okay. I was gonna let you live, but, you know. Oh yeah, the DS Attack of the Clones. God, I remember that one, Cord. Oh. Rank stuff, it depends on how they implement it, Zactav. It's a good question.
Corellia is under new management, Myrtle. This was the heart of the resistance in Labor Valley. Thanks to you, it stopped beating. I am General Heska, Imperial Guard. Darth Decimus sent us to assist.
Hi.
I expected troop backup, not someone of your rank.
The Imperial Guard responds to the most vital missions. We flanked the den and caved in the tunnels behind us. The rebels' transportation network is crushed. As for the Solonians, Darth Decimus leaves their fate in your hands.
I mean, yeah, sure, I'll spare you. I didn't really come here to kill you.
Solonians will make good servants, but revolt again, and you're finished.
Finally, we can focus on our fight with the Republic. Corellia's once pristine axial park is now a war zone. The Republic's desperately fighting to regain control. Darth Decimus hopes you'll lead our offensive. We collapsed the tunnels leading out, so you must take a rocket tram to Axial Park. Meet me in our garrison. We'll crush them.
Yeah, exactly, Tyrant. It's like, just really nice. Looks like we're heading over to Axial for everything. Ooh. Sorry, I'm still updating the website here to make this a little bit more visible or readable. This is still just text dump, though. Although I am, as ever, curious of your guys' opinion? Someone asked earlier if it was sorted, and the answer is yes. It's pseudo-categorized. Very emphasis on the pseudo. Why not, Tyron? Don't you,
Welcome.
Don't you hate yourself?
Available travel route.
God, I actually do remember that, Baron. Well, it's this thing that you have, Mr. Red. Now give it to me. Oh, your very life will be... Wait, no! I'm not going to threaten to kill you. But I will take away your Brontosaur mount. Unless you give me your opinion. When I'm done, which I'm not. It's a lot of games. Whoops. That's the wrong thing. There we go. I'll give it back once you give me your opinion. This is a very large list. Holy crap. Okay. Where am I? I mean, we can go ahead and judge a daily area. We'll be doing that when we get to WoW. Some of them will get positives, like the Isle of Keldanus. Some of them will get negatives. Looking at you, Pandaria. That sounds horrible, Takoida. I guess they betrayed me. Time to go find them. Oh, for God's sakes, where did they... Did they have to kill everyone they left behind? Jeez Louise. I'm referring to the Timeless Isles. Throne of Thunder was awesome. Timeless Isles was stupid, dumb, boring, terrible, and awful. In my opinion. I know certain people who are insane who rather like it.
Ah, we meet again. And just when our battle in Axial Park starts boiling. This used to be the most beautiful parkland in all Republic space. Of course, our fights changed the landscape considerably. Darth Decimus will brief you on the specifics.
Thanks to you, the rebellion in Lava Valley lies in ruin. But the next fight will not be so easy. The Republic is going all out to hold Axial Park. They know that control of Corellia hangs in the balance. The park's crawling with shock troops, battle droids, and special forces, all led by one very dangerous Jedi. We've never faced such a massive Republic deployment.
How is the Empire retaliating?
We've blocked off side streets, forcing the Republic into open warfare. On the ground, we have artillery, special ops, walkers, every ingredient for victory.
But this battle demands more. Corellia won't be ours while the rebels still stand. We must crush their army here, break the Republic, and take Axial Park. Then we're primed to strike at the rebellion's heart.
General Hesker, tell your men to follow my command. We're going to crush the Republic army.
Excellent. But you'll have more than Imperial forces nipping at your heels. You remember the corrupt Corellian counselor, Darbin Sal.
Are these restraints really necessary?
Darbin is now your prisoner. He will join your foray into Axial Park, and you will deliver him to the Republic.
Hear that, Darbin? We're marching into battle. I hope you're ready.
Just don't move too fast. These bindings are giving me blisters.
As tempting as it is, don't kill him. We need Darbin to help us infiltrate the Republic. Take him into battle as your captive, then lose him. Darbin should remember the rest.
Like my mother's face. I charm my way into the Republic. Once you win Axial Park, I help bring them down from the inside.
Precisely. Unleash Darbin, conquer Axial Park, and you'll plant the seed for our final victory. Hold nothing back.
Look at Darbin. The fresh face, cheerful spirit. Not damaged enough to be an Imperial prisoner.
He should save his strength for the battlefield.
That's right. Besides, I don't need bruises to trick the Republic.
You're lucky, Darbin, but not invincible. Don't forget that. You deliver this rodent, and I'll direct your strikes against the Republic army itself.
Well, that was exhilarating. I've never fired one of these things before. Maybe I'll get some practice in on my way to the Republic.
I'm pretty sure we've finished this conversation.
Point taken. I'm good to go. Farewell. I'll remember you all when I become Prime Minister.
General, Darbin's armed and ready.
Finally. Now to the battle at hand. Our gun batteries are under assault. Drive off the Republic forces. Once the guns are safe, I'll have additional intel and orders.
God dang. There, done. Lore's list is updated. What do you guys think? It's completely unsorted and it's basically a text dump, but there it is. God, that is a lot of games. Right. That's Bounty Hunter. Where the hell am I? I was focusing on doing it, von Falkenstein, but it's done. God, that is a gargantuan list. I have no idea how to make that, like, how to sort that. I could turn that into a table, but what fields do I add to sort it by if I was to do that? Any suggestions? I mean, again, the whole point is for it to just be kind of a FYI thing, not a... You know, it's not really part of the list. Yeah, stuff like that is why I stretch every day, Mr. Red. I'm not even joking. I would like my hands to be in good shape for 20 years to come. At least. Genres? That would be interesting. That would mean several of these would be differentiated rather substantially. If it was Ogre Battle 64, I would put in Ogre Battle 64. Yeah, some of the titles are kind of informal. Like, I know what Psalm means, and I know what SD1 means.
Emplacements for now. Republic troops are crawling behind our lines. Stomp them out!
I'm not going to subject you guys to yet another FF6 review, even though I actually do want to do that. And you're probably thinking, what? Why? It's not a big deal. I just have a weird feeling that my review on FF6 would actually change if I played the SNES version. So... I guess I can tell you the story. I have nothing else to talk about right now. So, once upon a time, I did a review of GBA FF6. Now, it was kind of a weird review. And it wasn't really lining up the way I thought it would. And by the end of it, I was just kind of like, Ding. 2 to go. That's your 4th of July for the day. Now, completely unrelated to that, really, I found out, like, a couple of days before we finished the FF6 review, that there was a new FF6 randomizer. I was like, okay. So, in my incredibly copious spare time, I fired it up briefly and started playing around with it. It felt different. And I don't really know how to even properly describe it. It just felt completely different from the game I had just played, the GBA version.
Stop! Identify yourself or die!
Hi.
Relax, Shadow. Darth Vowron sent me.
What? Speak up! My ears are still ringing from artillery fire!
Relax, and rely on your eyes. Obviously, I'm on your side.
Yes, yes, I see, of course. I'm sorry, my lord. The ringing in my ears has unnerved me. I have a lead on Darth Barris's other spy. A team of Jedi had secretly landed on Corellia. I intercepted a transmission from one of them to Barris, conveying readiness to lead the other Jedi into a death trap.
Can you identify which of the Jedi is the spy?
They only communicated in numeric code. No names were used. I can't even say if it's a woman or a man, human or alien. I wish I could give you more to go on. The Jedi are gearing up in a Republic staging bunker. Enemy special forces deploy there, so it'll be a high-risk invasion.
Return to Vowron when you're able.
I'll rest up and make my way back to base. When you're done, you can contact me from outside the bunker and I'll have Armageddon Battalion secure the area. I'll report back to Vowron now. More power to you, my lord.
Huh. Well, fortunately, we do have one thing the Republic did not count on.
Next time, try not to get so bent.
So now I have furious power. Interesting. I'm not sure where to put that. I could put it there. It's actually not a terrible idea. Yeah, sure. Let's do that. Is there any game that if I had to replay it, I'd rather replay Persona 5? No. You're probably thinking, oh, Lord, you're exaggerating. I would rather play Ride to Hell Retribution again and review it than play Persona 5 again. Hello? Okay. Yeah, I don't like horror games, Gramron. It's not my thing. Horror games are usually, oh, jump scares, or oh, gross stuff. Not my thing.
Destroy the Republic's artillery. Time to hit back. Fight your way into Coronet 2. Destroy the Republic's artillery.
I shouldn't sound so dismissive, but honestly, it's just one of those there's nothing there for me kind of things. Yeah, it took, God, I think a week and a half before Persona 5 music finally left my mind. I don't mind who boy. Like I've that's kind of entered my own lexicon now, but you see, I'm a shapeshifter at the masquerade. I'd have to look into it, Azure Diamond. Like, I mean, my automatic answer is no, but I'm distracting these so you can get the batteries, if it's not obvious. Look at me. I'm a distraction.
Cut them down.
For real? Sorry. They're all fleeing too, right? Yep. Okay, good. Five Nights at Freddy's? Oh, goody. Jump scares the game. That's exactly what I want to play. Don't we want to do class before we do this next step? I guess it doesn't matter. Whatever. Well, thank you for the support, Savacom. I will use that as my excuse. Guys, I'd love to play Five Nights at Freddy's and review it, but I'm afraid Savacom just... She won't be there, and that's the forbidden list, is anything Savacom won't watch. No, I'll tell you exactly what would happen. The first jump scare would startle me, because that's what it is. It's not scary, it's startling. And then the rest of the game would be boring. And that would be the FNAF run right there. And I would not go into the deeper lore, because I wouldn't care enough. I know it's there, I don't care. I go. Escaped Acklay up there.
The Republic's launching a major assault. Kill the commandos leading it, then grab their emergency flares so they can't call in backup.
Well, I don't trust you at all, Gum Gum. However, I will answer your query. I would say that Kyria has failed miserably at their policies with Danlaw. And I think that what they are most likely going to do going forward is continue to ensure that they have an enemy, when they really shouldn't have. Okay, let's go do class now. Would I rather lore run Persona 5, or would be responsible for the worst stream I've ever done ever? So, my FF15 stream? My original one? Good choice, Von Falkenstein, I agree. I don't think it gets worse than that, honestly. Oh, everything Dalton Gems. It was a terrible stream. One of the worst I've ever done, if not the worst I've ever done.
Yes.
There's only 2 streams I consider in the same category of worst, along with the original FF15 stream. The original TOR stream, most notably the Trooper story arc, and the other one I just forgot about. Just thinking about this. Oh yeah, the Fallout New Vegas stream. That's the other one. Yeah, the only thing Kim had going for me, von Falkenstein, is that he's loyal. And that's not enough.
Your invasion ends here, Sith. You are severely outnumbered.
Oh, no.
Think before you act, Jedi. There's something you need to know. One of you is a Sith spy, leading you into a death trap. I'm here to take him out.
What? That's preposterous.
Sith are master manipulators. We won't fall for your tricks.
Give me one good reason why we should believe you.
Search your feelings. You know I speak the truth.
Nice try, Sith.
You're wrong. This team has been together for years.
This troubles my senses. Something rings true.
No, Master Ubaten. We must not fall for Sith tricks. Attack!
Well, okay. I mean, it's Jedi for you.
Sith, I'm on death's door. My name is Injai, Barris's spy, embedded among the Jedi for over a decade. I should have revealed myself to you. Never imagined you could defeat us all. My fatal mistake.
You were to deliver the Jedi to their deaths. That is achieved. Die at peace.
You're kind. I die knowing that I served the voice of the Emperor.
I mean... think about how interesting that scene would be if there was no Sith Emperor. Just to keep going back to that little change to the story. First what, Dakota? That it. Okay.
Shadow here. Dispatching Armageddon Battalion to secure the bunker you cleared. But there's been an attack on Darth Vowron and your crew. They said to patch you through when you called. Doing so now.
Apologies, my lord. The attack was sudden. Unknown assailant, very powerful. On the run now. Taking Vowron to a safe house in the Imperial Legislature. He wants you to meet us there.
Tell me the attacker has been killed.
Way out of our league, my lord. Lucky we got out of there in one piece. Almost to the safe house. Signing off now.
Dude, I'm totally down. We already have the demon cannon. Let's have the Lore-Tor cannon. All in favor? Let's just eject the Sith Emperor from continuity, because it just fills so many holes so neatly. Let's start implementing some of Tyron's ideas. Stealing them without giving him credit, because we're evil. It's 4 flares in one encounter, damn. Well, there's the Dark Council. See, my idea and Darth Tyron's ideas are slightly different, but they're also not mutually exclusive. My idea is there's no Sith Emperor. It's all a fraud, you know, it's always been a smokescreen. His idea is there is still the Dark Council, and the Emperor's hands, and the Emperor's voice, and the Emperor's wrath.
Get close to the Republic workers and set off the flares. Our squadrons will spy the signal and blow the targets away.
And in Darth Tyron's idea, and I do like this, none of those people are unified. They're all separate organizations. There's the Council, there's the Hands, there's the Wrath, there's the Voice, and all of them claim to speak for the Emperor, who doesn't exist. Or who is just a guy or a girl who happens to be there and who has no force powers whatsoever.
Good work. Now let's use their signals against them. Get close to the Republic workers and set off the flares. Our squadrons will spy the signal and blow the targets away.
Deja vu. And all of them are working at cross odds, right? All of them are infighting constantly, using the illusion of, I'm the one who serves the Emperor! Well, there is no Emperor. say, I think the walkers are down. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's called the Eternal Fleet, my Kamada. But no, is the answer to your question. Just kind of slip our way through here. We'll probably have to kill these ones.
Now let's use their signals against them. Get close to the Republic walkers and set off the flares. Our squadrons will spy the signal and blow the targets away.
Deja vu.
Just received a decision.
There we go. Do we all have to do that? Jeez. This freaking game. Actually, there's the Emperor's Boot in some settings, but not in this one. Any characters that could beat the Sith Warrior, other than Vitier? I mean, under the right circumstances, anybody could. But in a fair one-on-one fight? No.
Our outpost is under attack. Hurry and assist.
No, Dalton James. I did not actually successfully beat Assassin's Creed Odyssey. It's one of, I think, 5 games that has the incomplete tag. I can just pull up the list right now, actually. How many games did we not complete? So there was Assassin's Creed Odyssey. We did play for 30 hours, by the way. I don't feel bad about quitting that game. I got 30 hours into that game, and it was dog trash. I think I earned the right to say no. Anyways, we also didn't complete Frozen Synapse and Romancing Saga 2.
Contact Lieutenant Roval in our outpost. We'll coordinate your final assault from there.
And, yeah. Battlefleet Gothic 2. I have to think about that for a second. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you meant characters alive at this point. Yeah, Palpatine could defeat the Sith Warrior. Vader probably could as well, honestly.
I can't believe you made it. The Republic hit us. Most of my men are dead. I wasn't trained for this.
I think EU Luke.
Imperial Command. This battle's not over yet.
Of course. I'll put you through it once.
Good work out there. Dobbins met his rebel contact. Axial Park's covered with Republic casualties, but they're not retreating yet. The rebels are massing at the Sith War Memorial Garden, a pit honoring Jedi scum who fell to our first invasion 300 years ago. Naturally, that's where the Republic base lies, guarded by battle droids, Jedi, and a battalion of their best shock troops. You name the weapon, they have aimed it our way.
The rebels are following orders. Break their commander and we'll crush their resistance.
A wise strategy, my lord. We've been tracking such a man. Lieutenant, his profile?
Yes, sir. Master Corin Tok, a Zabrak Jedi Knight, Republic war hero, and veteran of the sacking of Coruscant.
One of the few survivors. Many Sith fell to his lightsaber that day. He earned himself a pretty little reputation. Survivors claimed he was invincible. Blaster bolts splashing off skin, lightsabers failing in his presence. I say it's that special armor under his robes. Since then, Master Corin Tok has aged into a hardened warhorse. His myth has grown, and he stands between us and control of Axial Park.
I can take down anyone.
Glad to hear it. Lieutenant, order your men to strike the Memorial Garden. Hit every monument. Erase all signs of the Republic's past victory. I need you to spearhead the attack. Storm the Republic base and bury the Jedi Master. We take Axial Park now!
Yeah, no kidding, Cord. I agree, by the way. So Tyrant just mentioned in chat, by removing the Vitier, removing the Sith Emperor from the equation, the overall power level of the entirety of TOR actually drops several factors. Because you gotta understand, I am not speaking facetiously when I say he is stupidly overpowered. Like, it's actually a little bit ridiculous that we end up beating him in the end, because what the hell? He's actually stronger than Nihilus, it's just Nihilus's power is unique, and so Nihilus could eat, you know, Vitiae, for example, but still, it's just ridiculous. The only reason Vitiae hasn't won is A, because he's a moron, and B, because of the fact that he cares so little about anything other than becoming a god that he has been just kind of piecing out most of the setting for over a millennia and a half. Well, excuse me, under a millennia and a half. Sorry. Let's not exaggerate, Lord. He's only 1,498 years old. No, Mr. Red. In fact, arguably he gets weaker from it. Yeah, I mean, honestly, this is comic book syndrome is what this is. We're going to establish a character that's super ridiculously powerful to the point where they shouldn't be beatable. Then we're going to have to pull some ridiculous reason out our arse exactly how you're going to be able to beat them. But then we need to up the stakes, so the next one's going to be an even bigger, more powerful, ridiculous person. You could also call this Dragon Ball syndrome, if you'd like. Just stupid nonsense. We don't talk about the mother, Luke. She does not exist as far as I'm concerned. I accept a lot of things in my Star Wars, but that's not one of them. By the way, I have a big old thunderstorm going on right now, so if I go offline, that's why. It has been warned. Oh, and I'm still reading Gum Gum, it's just so far you haven't told me anything, really. So we attacked because we really wanted bananas. Bananas were crucial to our plan for victory against the Danlaw. Danlaw. God damn it! No, Zendriarch. No. Let's just eject the Celestials and them while we're at it.
I was afraid I wouldn't reach you in time. The Republic didn't buy my story. They accused me of being an Imperial agent, so I tossed them something extra. I mentioned your assault on the Memorial Garden. The Republic ate it up. They took me in, then sent a strike team your way.
You did what you had to do. I'll deal with it.
I'll make it up to you once Axial Park falls. Just be careful in there. That's my cue to go. I'm sure you'll pull through just fine.
Well, we rewrite it so it's actually good, Baron. Okay, fair, Raven Zero. Not quite the direction I was thinking, but you know. Yes, sadly, the mother, the father, and the son... Excuse me, let me rewind that. The father, the son, and the daughter are canon. I don't think the mother's actually canon, because Abeloth was in the EU, and she wasn't even really mentioned in AU stuff. Unless there's something that goes into that I'm not aware of. That's also true that the Celestials don't really exist in the AU. Point for the AU. Time to fight the most insanely powerful Jedi ever. He has the incredible power of wearing a suit of armor.
You're responsible for the Empire's sudden victories. I'm surprised you'd have the courage to face me. You know I can't be killed. Blasters, grenades, even lightsabers. No effect. I've defended the Republic for decades without a scratch. I've faced every manner of Sith, imps, galactic scum. Survived all of them.
You paint an impressive picture, Jedi. I hope you can live up to it.
Overconfident. Like Darth Malak, who the men and women here died to defeat. This garden honors champions of the Jedi Civil War. Heroes. Revan, Bastila Shan, and my ancestors. Zabrak, who fought to save the galaxy. I follow in their great tradition. When I strike you down, the Empire loses its only hope of taking Corellia.
Are you still yammering?
I knew you wouldn't listen. They never do.
Corellia! God dang, this guy. Nice armor.
Funny. I'd almost forgotten what pain felt like. Surely I'm trophy enough for you today. The wounded here are barely clinging to life. Just go. Leave them in peace.
I came here to win Axial Park, not torment the infirm.
At least there's that. The medical droids will evacuate the patients. I can't protect them anymore.
Anyways, I think it was Mike Romano said that Abeloth is not the mother. So, just to verify, I went ahead and pulled up Abeloth's entry. Abeloth, also known as the Bringer of Chaos and Beloved Queen of the Stars, was a being very powerful in both the dark side and the light side of the Force, because she drank from the Well of Power and bathed in the Pool of Knowledge. She first lived as the Servant, a mortal woman who served the powerful ones in an unknown jungle planet 100,000 years ago. Over the course of her life, she became the Mother, keeping peace between the fathers, warring son and daughter, and became a loving part of their family. So, there you go. That's why I refer to her as the Mother, because she is the Mother. However, you are also correct. She was also the Servant, before she became the Mother. Yeah, 100,000 years, BBY. Because Star Wars' timeline is stupid. Nothing good, Mr. Red. Nothing good. I'm not sure if I'm in the minority or the majority on that one, but I really don't like the inclusion of the father, the son, and the daughter to Star Wars canon. And they are canon. Thank you very much, Mad Wicked. Very much appreciate the sub. Thank you. I will put that towards DOS 2. Now, whoop, there we go. Someone mentioned that, the father can't be canon because, Lucas said there's no balance, but Lucas doesn't have anything to do with canon. It's not anymore. Canon is whatever the legal owners of a work decide is canon, whatever they decide is true. At the moment, that would be Disney. So, that's the tricky thing with canon. Canon is whoever currently holds the reins decides what it is. And that can shift every now and again. And does often. Oh, hey, it's the first firework I've heard. So, someone else asked a question I want to respond to. How does group chat system work in TOR? The way it works is there's a dice roll, Zendriarch. Anytime any of us wants to roll something, we select an option, and in selecting it, we roll a dice. I forget the full number, I think it's 1 to 200. But either way, whoever gets the highest roll, they're the ones who decide what the dialogue option is. Now here's the interesting part. Let's say it's a light side, dark side choice. And let's say you pick dark side and I pick light side, and you win. So what happens is the dark side choice, and we kill him. But you don't get light side points because you picked light side. So you actually get the light side points from that. You're not penalized, in other words. It's a good system. It got a plus by itself.
I've killed the unkillable Jedi. Axial Park belongs to the Empire.
One absurd rumor of an invincible Jedi safely put to rest. Few match the Imperial Guard in lethality. but you've surpassed us. It's been an honor.
Yeah, blah, blah, blah.
I only wish all servants of the Emperor were so capable.
Darth Decimus is personally overseeing our final battle on Corellia. He's requested an audience with you in person. A great honor. You'll find him in Capitol Square, the heart of Corellia's power structure. Assist the Dark Lord and secure this planet for the Empire.
Well, that might explain why I see it go over 100 so frequently. I assumed it was to 200 because I see scores above 100 several times, so I was just sort of automatically assuming. Either way, it's a dice roll, regardless of the specific number. Zendriarch also asks, is Palpatine in my Star Wars? The answer is yes, of course. The original, well, the third Palpatine, excuse me. My original Palpatine. And is he stronger than Vitier? Well, Vitier isn't in my Star Wars, but assuming he was, I would say no. However, I agree that Palpatine is a lot smarter than Vitier. And I sincerely doubt Palpatine would even get involved in that fight unless he knew he was going to win. Yeah, a lot smarter. I'd say yeah, Damashi. I mean, I like this system a lot. It's good stuff. So Tyron mentioned something in chat. He said for the TOR rewrite, for the lore TOR, he's trying to adopt my interpretation of the Force. First of all, that I will take that as a huge, I don't know, it's a compliment, because nobody agrees with my interpretation of the Force, because everyone has their own, right? Which is cool. But second of all, if I might be so bold, wow, this is a fun camera bug. Look at this. Look at this. Bonk. Let's see what happens when we go outside. Nope, it's even further up now. Let's see when we go out here. Okay. There we go. There we go. It fixed itself. Jeez, jeez. Where the hell am I going? Okay, I'm going this way. I'm going this way. So, I will say, Darth Tyron, that I actually think that my interpretation of the Force is most true in TOR. TOR is clearly the... I'm saying this wrong. In my personal opinion, TOR most adheres to my interpretation of the Force. Let's put it that way. Like, there are several other works of Star Wars where my interpretation of the Force is clearly untrue, right? Clearly disagreed with. TOR is not. TOR things line up neatly. I mean, Voss, you know? Just to name one example. Still in combat? Jeez Louise. Oh, I get to admire my lightning death lightsaber. I love this thing. So I know you didn't hear me, Valvedrix, but earlier I said the next run I want to do is either Trooper or Jedi Knight. Just get the Drek out of the way. Just... Yeah, this is 6,900 credits or something like that. I already had the credits from being subbed for however long, but it took the whole reserve.
Few have had the pleasure of my company. Fewer survived the experience. But you've earned my attention. That's why I've chosen each of you. Together we will end this rebellion and win Corellia for the Empire.
I'm sorry, 5,400.
Tell me what happens now.
We target.
See, I got 101 that time.
With Axial Park 1 and Darbin Sull embedded in the Republic, the pieces fall into place. Now our only competitors for this planet are the Green Jedi, Corellia's sworn protectors. The rebellion will fester as long as their council stands.
Why are these Green Jedi so vital to Corellia's defense?
They've defiled this planet for generations, perfecting Corellia's defense, researching the Force, all from within their impenetrable enclave. That's why you aided Darben Sol's escape in Axial Park. The Corellian Counselor has weaseled his way inside the Green Jedi's enclave. Now he awaits my word.
Darth Decimus, what a pleasant surprise.
It's time, Counselor. If you wish to become Corellia's Prime Minister, prove your worth. Let us into the Enclave.
About that, the Green Jedi kinda increased security. I can barely breathe in here. You need 2 access codes to get in. I lifted one from a Green Jedi counselor. I had to hug the guy to get close. It was awkward.
Find another Jedi. Hug him. Put him to sleep with your boring stories. I don't care. Just get his access code.
I can't. If more go missing, they'll know it was me. But there's one code you could get. After you took Axial Park, the entire Green Jedi Council fell back into the Enclave, except Master Beddock. He's cracked. Always prepping for Corellia's days of darkness. Now they've come, he refuses to abandon the Republic Foundation Museum.
So the Jedi thinks he can save the Republic's precious historic trinkets. How valiant.
Smart, too. Museum security's tighter than most military bases. Plus, the building's crawling with shock troops and Green Jedi. So you should visit the museum, take a tour, see the exhibits, grab Master Beddock's access code.
I'm not really a museum person. At least the Jedi will provide a nice distraction.
Word in the Enclave is Master Beddock's locked himself in the museum's vaults. Disable security and you can reach him.
You've served us well, Darben. Stick close to the Green Jedi. Await my orders. Master Beddock will be expecting you. Head to the Republic Foundation Museum. Secure his access code. Then report back. And cause some collateral damage. The more relics destroyed, the more Republic history we erase. Breaking spirits is important.
Decimus, he's alright. He's certainly better than his underling. Yeah, he looks pretty dumb, but that's true for a lot of these guys. Time to go hug some Jedi. Who's a good Jedi? Who's a good Jedi? That's weird. I was gonna say something. So several people have said save Trooper for last or not at all. So, I already gave my reasoning here, but to repeat myself. Damn it, Corp. This is a test, this is a proof of concept. You know, Sith Warrior, yes. You know, absolutely. Because I wasn't counting on other people to help me out. So that means, worst case scenario, if I'm playing this solo, I can still do a Sith Warrior run. Because it's Sith Warrior, it's alright to play. It's not like Agent, which has issues, especially solo. And, you know, it's a good story, right? Shazam! Thing is, now that the concept has been proven, now we go down. You know, I've seen Season 3 of TNG. I liked it. Now I go back to Season 1. So in my mind, we really should go to one of the Republic stories next. This would also get the Republic review out of the way. Sifting our way through the Republic planetary primaries is something that, you know, I would be in favor of getting done sooner rather than later. Keep in mind, we're talking about stuff that's probably going to happen next year at this point.
Ah, you made it! This is heating up, isn't it? Varys has taken off the sparring gloves. This assassin was the most lethal to date.
I'm sorry I wasn't there to protect you.
As it was, I was in good hands. There was no panic, no confusion. To a man, your people stared into the face of death and did not flinch. Captain Quinn must be commended. He took on the assailant with no mortal concern.
I'm making up for a past indiscretion. My commitment to my lord is unassailable now.
You have nothing to be ashamed of. It is forgotten.
Regardless, I am yours, my lord.
Blank slate means blank slate, Ensign.
The Empire needs. You've successfully neutralized Barris's agents. The end game is upon us. We must both go on the offensive.
Tell me what you have in mind.
In a secret lair on this planet, Barris has bound and indentured an ancient Sith spirit. He feeds off this spirit's power, stealing all her visions of the future. Everything he has built has come from her insights.
So, this is the secret to Barris's power right here. Really. While he is smart, he's been cheating the entire time. He's been being granted accurate Force visions of the future. There's just a pretty big snag in that, which we'll talk about in a minute.
Why haven't you acted on this before now?
You don't think I've tried? It is the true reason I am warring here. Barris's defenses have repelled my every attempt. Only you have the power to break into his lair. And only I know the ritual that unlocks the spirit's bonds. Deliver me to her, and we will strike the ultimate blow and cripple Barris from within.
Then I am one step closer to finally confronting Barris.
We achieve this, and I will walk you into the Dark Council chamber myself.
Literally.
Lead the way. And please be sure that assassin isn't waiting. I'll come when you signal.
Now, this is admittedly a bit of an excuse answer, Dakota, but the answer is, in the TOR era, all the Force users specialize in things to some extent or another. And most Force users, especially Sith, don't actually know how to do the vision thing. So having a dark side wielder who is, whose specialty is visions, that's invaluable. It's also one of the biggest reasons why the Sith Emperor was so interested in the Voss, because of their visions. I could be convinced to do Consular instead. Because Consular at least is probably better than Jedi Knight or Trooper, and we could get the Republic stuff out of the way, which would mean Trooper and Jedi Knight would be faster. We could also rule out that we just judge the Republic planetary primaries as a smuggler instead. Although, honestly, judging the planetary primaries as a trooper kind of lines up and makes the most sense to me, but that's neither here nor there. God, am I going the right way? I think I'm going the right way. I hate this part of Corellia. Almost assuredly von Falkenstein. Yeah, we can remember what the consular story is. Yeah, there's a disease thing and healing, and there's some holocrons. I remember that. Whoop, whoop. There's enemies here. And I think Satele is involved there, more than the other ones, I think. No, it's not Satele. It's actually Bastila, that's right. We get Bastila's holocron. That's on Coruscant, isn't it? Damn, that's nowhere. Sounds like Kyria really didn't know what they were doing. They probably should have just taken over. I don't even mean that as a joke. Well, either way, it's not actually my call. I'm just voicing my opinion. This is ultimately going to be your guys' call once the floodgates get opened up again. As I say, I've never done the bonus quest here either. Let's just destroy a bunch of artifacts for no good reason. I don't know about you guys, but I'm all for destroying history. I don't have a good idea still, Savacom, and that's the truth of that. I thought about... So I had an idea, but the idea was basically a sluice gate. Rather than a floodgate, you know, first in, first serve, have it be more of a gradual thing, right? So let's say everyone in chat right now donated for a game, but each of you donate for a separate game, and you all do it with just, you know, a sub. So all those games have $2 put towards it, and one person interested in it. Very, very low priority, right? So none of those would actually get through the sluice gate. They would be blocked by the sluice gate. And then someone puts more money towards something, and then it gets shoved through, and now it's part of the actual list, past the floodgate. The catch is, I don't like that idea at all. At that point, all we're doing is just stretching the list out, and having the exact same problem we have right now. So, no. Yeah, exactly, Takoda. It's basically Vault 2.0. Hi, Stace. Stace, you need to get Platy to watch Spaceballs, okay? She's never seen Spaceballs, and this is a travesty. If you have Amazon Prime, it's free through Amazon Video, FYI. I checked yesterday. By the way, that goes for everyone in chat. Go watch Spaceballs. Oop, 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 oop. So in that... if we were to do that, Savacom, the ratio, which I intend to bring up tomorrow during Lore Week, would go from, 50-50 or 35-15 to 0-100. Cord says hi, Stace too, by the way. And Cord also says he agrees with Lore. Please heed his advice, LOL.
I knew this day would come. Our planet's too important to escape the Empire's gaze forever. And here you are, fouling us with your presence.
Hi.
Corellia revolutionized the shipbuilding industry, pioneered hyperspace travel, founded the Republic. You will not ruin everything we've built.
You're defending a planet infected with corruption. That's how the Empire gained a foothold.
A few bad seeds don't ruin the whole. Simply remove the infection. Guard the relics, men. Wipe these intruders off Corellia.
Okay. Enjoy the death. Yeah, I also agree. You should make a time to watch Young Frankenstein sometime, if you choose to. Gene Wilder. I would say Young Frankenstein is probably the least funny of the Brooks movies, in my opinion. But it was still worth a watch. Then I'd probably put that at the bottom, then History of the World, then Blazing Saddles, which... Admittedly, I actually don't like Blazing Saddles that much. But... I don't want to spoil anything for anybody who hasn't seen it, but all I'm going to say is the final act of Blazing Saddles had me laughing so hard, I had to pause the video. VHS, obviously. Then I'd probably put Men in Tights and Spaceballs basically tied towards the top. Yeah, this looks like we should just warp. Boop. around the forest looking for fights. Alright. Geek admission time. In order to practice being a better actor, one of the things I would do is I'd watch a movie all the way through, and I would act out one of the roles in that movie, and I would try to do the best job I could of that particular role. And I did that with Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Vedek's dead. I have his access code.
The Green Jedi will soon join their precious artifacts in ruin. Well done. This is it. The final battle for Corellia. What's our status, General?
Imperial forces are converging on Capital Square.
Then we attack. You've proven your worth in battle. Now lead our army against the Jedi Enclave.
Your troops better follow my lead.
Our forces respect and fear you. They'll follow you against the Jedi's leader.
Master Arfan Ramos, commander of the Green Jedi. The rebels call him Corellia's savior.
He hides within a shell of virtue. But there's anger within him.
We sent extermination squads after Master Ramos. He killed them all, then retreated to his enclave. Now he's single-handedly keeping the rebellion alive.
Easy jobs bore me.
Respect Master Ramos. Provoke his fury and you'll break him. But first the Enclave. Darban Sul will help you breach the Council chambers. Now go. Today we decide Corellia's future.
Looks like the Republic predates the Empire, but actually not by a lot. Interestingly enough. Both the Sith Empire and the Old Republic were both formed in the 10 millennia range. BBY. Which is still stupid, while we're on the subject. Wait, is this is this AU? Oh, I'm sorry, that's canon. My bad. Hang on. My bad. I was gonna say, there's some history missing there. Here we go. Let's try again. In Legends. Here we go. The Galactic Republic was founded in 25053 BBY. That's 25,053 years before Battle Yavin. God, that's stupid. But yes, that means that in the AU, which is the timeline I was just looking at, the Sith Empire, the first Sith Empire and the Old Republic were both founded pretty much at the same time. Sure. I mean, at least it's only 10 millennia ago instead of 25. There it is. The Sith Empire in the EU was founded in 6900 BBY. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's 18,000 years later. The Republic had been around for 18,000 years before the first Sith Empire showed up. Jesus Christ. Probably Azure Diamond. How long should a government agent last? 25,000 years, obviously. Hang on. Let's look up human history real quick. Give me a sec. Give me a sec here. Let's see what was going on 25,000 years ago on Earth. Let's see here. There we go. Whoop, sorry. This way, I think? I'm having trouble getting this to the point of relevance here. Too many millions of years ago. No, not 25,000 years ago. You know, I don't even care that much. Human society did not provably exist back then. There you go, there's your answer. Like, the thing I was just looking at mentioned that in 8,000 BC, which is about 10,000 years ago, that's when, you know, rural farming started. We have evidence of rural farming starting to be a thing in the Mesopotamia area. So, favorite moments in this story? Oh yeah, end of Act 1. By bar none. That's amazing. To be clear, that's when they had space travel and a galactic organization. It was 25 millennia ago. It's pretty impressive. Oh, hang on. I'll look up when the first Jedi first started showing up. Hang on. Here we go. Make sure I'm looking at the EU, not the AU. There we go.
I've been expecting you. Welcome to our enclave. You've caused quite the disruption on our planet. I'm afraid your bloody campaign ends here. The Green Jedi only want Corellia's freedom. Tell Darth Decimus the rebellion can't be killed. Then leave this planet forever.
That's your negotiation?
You're a terrible host, Master Ramos. I just want to chat with your council.
You murdered Master Beddock and stormed our enclave. How foolish do you think I am?
Master Ramos?
There is no emotion. There is peace.
Stop your Jedi nonsense, Ramos.
General Hesker, how good of the Emperor to loosen your leash. To arms, Jedi. Preserve the Republic. Protect Corellia.
Okay, death to the Green Jedi. To the living. So hang on, I'm reading up here. The Celestials built Centerpoint Station and the Corellian system and the Maw, specifically to house Abeloth, about 100,000 years ago. Whoops.
The Green Jedi will fear you now, as will Master Ramos. Impressive work. I'm here on strict orders. We're to secure the courtyards and guard your rear.
Good to know the Imperial Guard's watching my back.
Wish we could see you further. Give Master Ramos my regards. Back to it, men. Leave no Jedi alive.
There it is. 90,000 years before the Battle of Yavin is the official point in time at which Galactic City, that's Coruscant, started. It grown to the point where new levels are built on top of old ones. So by that point in time, 90 millennia ago, is when the city first became covered in city, or when the planet first became covered in city. $36,453,000 years ago. 30,000. Gotta re-emphasize the 1,000 there because it's really important. You understand that 36,500 years ago is when the first Jedi started being a thing. On Tython, they formed the Jedi Order, spelled differently.
I knew you'd make it. You should have seen Master Ramos after you stomped his ambush. His face went bright red, then he smashed the comm station.
I've inspired my share of frustrations, especially in my enemies.
Now Master Ramos knows who he's dealing with, and he's not taking any chances. He's got a small army of green Jedi waiting for you on the other side of that door. I could stir up a distraction. I'd blow my cover, but I'll do it if you really want me to.
Nah.
The longer you go undetected, the better. I'll dispatch these Jedi myself.
Good. But I was willing. That's what counts, right? Now, let's get these doors open. Just enter the 2 access codes, and there. Good luck. I'll see you in no time.
By the way, to keep being ridiculous here, the Wookiees, which is the second oldest known species in history, first started evolving first became a sentient species 2 million years ago. Million with a M. M. There was also the Chevin, 3 million years ago. They predate them. There's the ancestors of the Gorathites. And then 200,000 years ago, the Zell, who are the originators of the human species, battled the Tong for the control of their homeworld, Natron. You're probably thinking, what the hell does that matter? Natron is Coruscant.
Master Ramos, the Council's concerned.
All due respect, Counselor, but now is not the time. Ah, come in. I'd introduce you around, but I think we're past small talk. I don't know how you slipped past security. We'll repair the flaw after you're dispatched.
Let's not be hasty, Ramos. We've had a good run. Surrender sounds good right about now.
Have faith, Counselor. Corellia's citizens look to the Green Jedi for guidance. We won't abandon them now.
I won't say it twice. Lay down your lightsabers and bow to your new rulers.
You've insulted our dedication for the last time.
Don't try anything, Ramos. I've seen this bunch tear through an entire army without breaking a sweat.
Calm down, Counselor. No one can face the entire Green Jedi Council and live.
I mean...
I tried.
I totally could.
They're all yours.
There they are. Oh, God, they're silvers! No! Oh, there we got it. Well, okay. I actually do like the idea of the Green Jedi, legit.
Blasted Jedi. They've interfered with Corellian politics for the last time.
Now Sith will interfere with Corellian politics. Woo!
It's done, Darth Decimus. The Green Jedi Council's finished.
Excellent. Without that Jedi, the rebellion will crumble. Nothing will stop this miserable planet from joining the Empire. And we have you to thank.
I have yet to meet a challenge I can't conquer.
Clearly. And the best deserve worthy recognition.
Don't forget me, Darth Decimus. I played a big role. Big enough for Corellia's new Prime Minister.
That was our agreement, wasn't it? I can see it now. Corellia rebuilding under the glorious leadership of Darbin Sul. But freedom allows rebellion. And we've had enough of that. Perhaps we erase Corellia's would-be leader and rule with an iron fist.
No.
Chain Corellia too tight and you risk more violence. But show them trust, put Darwin in charge, and they'll peacefully bow to the Empire.
Exactly. I'll show them the Empire's looking out for our best interests.
That's enough, Prime Minister Sal. Save your enthusiasm for the official ceremony. This is a historic day, and it must be properly commemorated. Report to me at once, so the Empire can give you the recognition you deserve.
Listen, Raven Zero. It's fine. It's fine. We actually already did a group picture. Turned out pretty well. I had to adjust the gamma up a little bit because it was really dark for some reason. I was gonna say, I think that's it for the planetary primaries, not counting, you know, the new stuff. We have to go find Kreia. I mean, not Kreia. I mean, not officially confirmed to be Kreia. But yeah, I'm pretty sure right about now the Inquisitor is successfully beating Thanaton for the second time. I mean, look, they don't have a good option there. They have already screwed things up so badly that their only choices are to allow the Danlaw to allow Danlaw to hate them forever. It's option one. Whoops, I'm going the wrong way. To crush them, genocide them, or to conquer them and have a rebellious and resentful people. Take your pick. And yeah, I'm not super impressed with Corellia. So let's go look at our notes here, shall we? Because we're done. We have finished the planetary primaries on the Imperial side for now. Slide through here. Alright. I hate navigating Corellia, by the way. I don't even know how to properly explain it. It's one of the most irritating planets to navigate. I think it's because the map sucks, and the planet is actually a series of corridors. So, there you go. I have tried to explain why I don't like the navigation of Corellia. I remember Coruscant relatively fondly, in terms of the primary. And I don't have any bad memories of Terrace either. Gets a lot hazier after that, though, I'll be honest. I've said that today, Magister. But yeah, like it or not, Thanaton is actually quite personally powerful. And he was politically powerful until he decided to be an idiot. Ding! Considering you're mostly going to be dealing with stuff on a local level, not that bad, Baron. It's when you try to go around, that's the real problem. Oh, I hope not, Mr. Red. I don't want anyone to be worshipping me and calling me Master. That's just going to be an irritation. Yeah, it took one snarky Sith named Braidwood. God, I don't either. Gum. Danlaw is such a mess. I'm not sure how you fix that. True enough, von Falkenstein. I will give you that. Thanaton... The reason I say Thanaton is stupid is for two reasons. One, he's a traditionalist. I don't like traditionalism. I never have. If you want to adhere to old ideas for good reason, that's fine. But that's not traditional. There's a good reason to do it, so we're doing it. Adhering to old reasons because is something I have never agreed with my entire life. Since I was a young child, I've never agreed with that. And that's Thanaton. He is severely traditionalist. To the point where he does several things he shouldn't. We willingly offer to work for well, we can. One of the choices you can make is willingly switching paymasters from Zash to Thanaton. And he says, nope, you gotta die. Because it's tradition. He doesn't even hate us. He's actually very polite through the whole thing. It's just, no, I appreciate that, but according to Sith tradition, you have to die. And it's like, are you this stupid? I have proven at least some extent of my worth at this point. Come on. The second reason I say he's stupid is when he finally starts losing against us, he basically refuses to accept it. Which, again, is the whole... I call that dinosaur mentality. You just roam forward regardless of all other circumstances. Never adapting and never changing your strategy or your plan. And that's exactly what he does. He starts to lose, and he's just, no! He runs to the freaking Dark Council for help. Let me say that again. He runs to a group of the most powerful Sith Lords in the galaxy, saying, I can't deal with this, please deal with it for me. Yeah, that turned out exactly however you're expecting.
There she is, the entity. Such pure, dark side energy. Is she not utterly beautiful?
I suppose, if you like the smell of rotting death.
Come closer. You are here to aid Barris. Knows I cannot resist. He desecrated my resting place, where I waited for my love, your Emperor. I am bound. Every extraction pains. If you fail, he will punish me for welcoming you.
Don't fear, entity. The trial is over. I know the incantation. Now it is a simple matter.
No, you do not understand. We are not alone.
So, part 2. Oh yeah, I gotta get his song ready. Sorry.
At last, I've caught up to you again. I told you, I cannot be killed.
Take off all that armor so I can figure out who you are.
Don't be obtuse. You left me burning. Barris retrieved me, used the dark side to enhance me. Now, I am his greatest achievement. My eyes are no longer flesh. I see in a new way now. And the sight of you sickens and delights me. In minutes, the great Darth Vowrawn will disintegrate. Then the entity will forever be in Barris's control.
Truth. The death field is powered by the machinery of drugs.
That's all I needed to hear.
Vengeance is mine!
Legit, this is one of the hardest fights in Sith Warrior, if not the hardest fight. I am very grateful that you guys are here to help me through this. I'm pretty sure I can manage it, but this is a pain of a fight.
The death field dies with Drog.
And he's dead.
Such a finish! Never felt so much pain. I fully expected to die. But I am grateful to have witnessed your destruction of that monstrosity.
Complete the ritual so we can free the entity.
Of course, of course. But one thing first. Entity, Is Barris aware of what transpired here?
Through me, the Defiler sees all of this.
Wonderful. He must be twisting with fury. Now, we set up the ritual.
Yeah, I like Valron. Legit.
The final gate between you and the beyond is lifted.
I think that would work a lot better, Tyrant.
Free. Now I am forgotten again. And grateful. Remember me to the Defiler.
My friend, you have been a revelation. It is time for you to confront Darth Barris.
I have been waiting for this for too long.
As have I. Even now, Barris is near indestructible, but I know of no other ways to weaken him. Tell the Hand, the Dark Council awaits, and I will be there to usher you in.
So I thought I'd share something, because I wanted to double check and verify. What or who is the entity? The answer is, Now, someone actually emailed Drew Karpyshyn directly, once upon a time. This would have been February 16th, 2012, because I like to show my work. And he emailed Drew Karpyshyn and said, hey, what the hell's going on with the entity? Drew Karpyshyn's exact wording was, and I quote, I didn't write this, so I cannot comment 100%, but I think it's supposed to be Kreia. So it's not Kreia. Let me just say that really clearly. I know we've all said that for a long time, and we've all kind of pseudo-joked about that. But, first of all, Drew wasn't involved in this. He doesn't freaking know. Second of all, Drew has plenty of reason to be dismissive about KOTOR 2 for reasons we've already discussed. And third of all, no one has ever attempted to do anything with the entity, including in the expansions and posts or patches that have come out since then. What you just saw, that's it. For being such an integral and critical part of Barris's arc, she's basically a non-character. Best guess? Considering that she flat out calls Vitier her love, I'm guessing she was a very powerful sorceress who had vision as her speciality. Where does it want me to go? Oh, way over there. Oh, dang it, game. And Vitier took her and enslaved her and did the ritual to bind her, and Barris somehow found out about it. That is most likely canon. Right, down? Up? Up. Oh yeah, by the way, I said I'd mention this later, and Barris will briefly mention this in a bit. Barris had a vision of us defeating him, and pretty much guaranteed that it came to pass by betraying us on Quesh. That's the final reason he betrayed us on Quesh.
People of Corellia, citizens of the Empire. Today marks a new beginning. The Green Jedi have repented. The battle for Corellia is over. The heroes standing before you are responsible for this victory. They deserve our tribute. No existing award fits your triumph. So I bestow you, for the first time in galactic history, our newest and highest honor. The Medal of Imperial Glory.
I just won a whole planet for you. Show me your complete admiration.
I'm afraid we're all out of medals. There is another hero in this story. Corellia's most esteemed counselor. For fighting to broker peace, I officially name Darban Sul Prime Minister of Corellia. He will oversee this planet's future, with minimal Imperial oversight.
I thank you, people of Corellia, for your support, and the Empire for this chance to serve. But you all deserve my greatest thanks for ending the rebellion and giving Corellia back its freedom.
Liberating Corellia wasn't charity. I expect payment in full.
Our people know the value of your heroics. We'll soon repay you tenfold. Join me, Councilman. Let's show our gratitude. Bow to Corellia's saviors. Councilor Jalta, take a knee.
I don't answer to Imperial puppets.
He can't say that to me. Kill him!
I'll die for my planet. Strike me down. I won't be the last Corellian who opposes you.
Normally your tongue would get you killed, but Corellia's seen enough bloodshed. Remove the Councillor, but don't hurt him. We don't need a martyr on our hands.
Councillor Jalta isn't alone. Corellia still crawls with the confused, the angry, the violent. Let us clear up their misunderstanding.
As Prime Minister of Corellia, it is my pleasure to declare Corellia an official member of the Empire.
One of you should mark this historic occasion with a few words. Something to inspire the galaxy.
The Empire grows stronger every day, while the Republic wastes into nothing. Even their workhorses, the Jedi, must sacrifice everything to serve. Soon they'll fade into history along with their Republic. You don't have to share their fate. Save yourself. Swear loyalty to the Empire.
Corellia would join again if we could.
Well spoken. Now let us close these proceedings. Corellia has finally claimed its rightful place with the Empire. The rest of the galaxy will follow. Nothing will stop us from winning this war. Long live the Empire! Long live the conquerors of Corellia!
And that's the end of the planetary primaries. Before we move forward, I want to check something. And add a final negative to gameplay. Shouldn't have to explain it. Let's head to my ship, shall we? Basically, I'm stretching out Hoth, Belsavis, and Corellia into 2 negatives. Because they suck to play through. And every time I play through them, they suck to play through. I am glad I will never have to do those quests again. I mean, or I could do that von Falkenstein. And I'm here.
Galaxy will continue trembling at your approach if it knows what's good for it, Master.
I'm only halfway to 75. I'm not going to make it. Alright, Brewmark, how evil are you? You spare the wounded so they spread fear. Others kill and savor. We are evil.
You're why?
The Sith's strength is unequaled. We are lucky to serve you. Now let us unleash. Let us kill. Let us bloody our claws. And that's his dialogue. And that's Brewmark, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you enjoyed him. No kidding, Cord.
My lord, I have taken it upon myself to look into something of importance.
Is there another Moff out there you want to assassinate?
You have a great sense of humor, my lord. If I wasn't on duty, I'd allow myself a good laugh. New generation hyperdrive support tech is being developed. The Empire is negotiating for exclusive purchasing rights. But it could take months to be available. I've been saving my commission and was able to pull strings to acquire the latest alluvial dampers. For your ship.
That's very generous, Quinn.
I did an exhaustive cost analysis, and this is by far the most sensible use of my pay. These dampers are so efficient. They reduce the system's refractory period by 32.9%.
Quinn.
Once I have them installed, we'll be able to make successive light-speed jumps with 1/3 less waiting time.
Quinn.
I am incredibly impressed.
They are a thing of great precision. I'll get right to work.
Thanks, Quinn. Appreciate it. Jesus Christ, Quinn.
Got a comm from the team. The Bastion's back up and running, with Imperial flags. Of course, Quinn has to run his mouth. Thinks Corellia's unstable. We'll never hold it. Jealous, if you ask me. Our assault on the Bastion's part of history now.
I mean, you won't hold it. I can guarantee it.
Under the circumstances, it was an adequate performance.
Wasn't sure how the team would do. Did a lot better than adequate. Swear Arlos built that security system himself. Never seen Laurent command so many. And when that gate came down, Tenedo's finest hour.
That one.
Just like old times. Flexed a lot of forgotten muscles out there. Should improve my skills in the field.
Then we can have sex with him. I'm not actually joking. This is, I'm pretty sure, the exact moment when you finally sleep with him. We're not sleeping with him.
This took time. I expect a return on my investment.
What's a soldier without his brilliant commander, my lord? Black Ops earned its name at the Bastion. Appreciate the chance.
A little too big for me, thanks. Also, it's Pierce. We need to have sex with Kimval! Actually, they did, admittedly. I've lumped them into an aggregate positive up there. Pierce, Quinn, Jaisa, and Tim's all form one aggregate to positive.
Master, a terrible development. The other night, I couldn't sleep. I sensed a kindred Sith who was in distress, and I ventured out. When I found him, I realized he was one of Overseer Emridge's pupils. But he was shockingly wounded, his body twisted and dying.
I hope you were able to save him.
I tried, but he was too severely ravaged. All he was able to tell me was that a terrifying Sith discovered his nature and abducted him to a strange place. He said other of Emridge's students were rounded up as well. I sensed pain and cruelty like I've never imagined. He died in my arms.
Do you have a sense of what's happened to the rest?
I do, Master. And it chills me. I've reached out to the others and become aware of their captor. One of the most concentrated sources of malady.
It's Deathwing!
A Sith Lord named Sendence. He is systematically hunting light-side Sith and torturing them into darkness or death.
This kind of treachery cannot be tolerated.
I feel compelled to confront this monster. It's only a matter of time before he discovers Overseer Emridge and possibly even us.
This Sith is your destiny, Jaisa. The test that will determine your place in the galaxy. You must confront him. Alone. You will either stand up to his torment and be confirmed, or you will succumb and fall to corruption.
Master, I grow hollow. I hope I can weather this darkness.
You have what it takes, Jaisa. I know it.
Your belief strengthens me. I promise I will return. Master, it is done. Overseer Emridge and his pupils are safe. Lord Sendence is no more. He was pure malevolence, like nothing I'd ever imagined. He tried to twist and unnerve me, but I emerged from the battle grounded and sure. The new start you gave me, this journey of discovery you have enabled, is complete.
You have accomplished much, Jaisa. Well done.
I feel neither pride nor thankfulness nor relief. It simply is what it is. My fight with Sendance was the most intense and difficult experience of my life. But the details are meaningless, so do not ask me to elaborate.
I will respect that.
Thank you, Master. Now, I must meditate.
And that is why that is a codified negative. I must face this most horrific and twisted Force user ever. I'm back. Oh my god, it was the most horrifying battle ever. I barely survived. It was a transformative experience. Truly, I am different for having fought this incredible foe. God. Oh, right, and Vet doesn't want to talk to me because she's being pissy because I made her kill a horrifically evil entity. Jesus Christ. Ugh. Yeah, don't ask for details. We don't want to write that, man. We're busy, okay?
It is done. The time to confront Darth Barris is now.
His leverage gone. Vowron preserved. Barris's bid to be named the voice of the Emperor is crippled. What remains of Darth Barris is yours, Roth. He has gone to Korriban. Do as you must.
Korriban. I return to where it all began.
Darth Vowron returns to Korriban as well. Barris dare not strike at him within sight of the Dark Council.
The hinges are gone from the door.
Vowron will authorize your clearance to land and usher you into the Dark Council chamber.
Vowron is worthy of my loyalty.
The Dark Council doesn't take kindly to intrusions, and Barris still has support there. Vowron will back you. Then you must express the Emperor's will.
Unleash the Emperor's wrath!
Wait, so I have to tell them that the Emperor wants to kill all life in the galaxy? Okay, well, whatever, I guess. Oh good, a complimentary fleet travel pass. Exactly what I really wanted. What? Hang on. Yeah, Pierce has another quest. I would like to have sex with you.
You'll always need someone in the Empire. Someone who knows how to get things done. Was hoping I could stay on board, make this assignment a little more permanent.
You've earned your freedom. Come or go as you please.
No reason to leave. Long way down from here. You've got a good group, but more will come. Apprentices, officers, your own battalions. You'll need training. Leave them to me. You'll have the strongest army the Empire's ever seen.
I will need it.
You'll go farther than any Imperial before you.
Already there, my lord.
You know, at one point I actually knew the answer to this question. I'm not going to do Quinn just yet. Because I forget if Thanaton's fight or Barris's fight is first. I know it's one of them. And it's you can tell by who's in the council at you know, when you actually go and do it. But I actually forget right now which one is first. So forgive me.
You're here! The anticipation fills my veins with fire. I feel 100 years younger. I can't wait to see Darth Barris's face when I introduce you to the Dark Council.
That makes sense, boss baby.
Get your holocam ready. Preserve it for posterity.
Ha! If only we could sell tickets! Meet me in the antechamber to the Dark Council. No one will dare to obstruct you on your way there.
I do like Vowron. Yeah, that would make sense, though. Barris being first. And then, you know, we take a seat on the council as the PC, as the Inquisitor. Because we don't take a council seat as the Sith Warrior. We just become the Roth. Oh, this is a perfect song. Hang on, let's rewind.
Next time, try not to get so banged up.
Working on it. Yeah, Vowron is pleasant, but not stupid. And he's not afraid to crack the whip. At least I wouldn't be. What? If I could use a parallel. I was a very lenient boss back when I ran the night shift at Arby's. But if you crossed the line, you crossed the line. And that was the end of that. Like, you show up to work drunk, we got a problem. Listen, Magister, I don't know if you've been paying attention to Tehran Arc lately, but it's a home sweet home. Yeah, exactly, Raven Zero. To be blunt, I don't want to be a Federation or a Romulan Star Empire. The Federation is too weak. The Star Empire too strong. You hung over a little more leniency there. That just means you didn't manage yourself last night. We'll put you into a slightly side position, and you'll chill. We'll see how you do. But if you're drinking on the job, or just drank before coming on the job...
Darth Vowron, Overseer Tremel, and even Lord Rathari.
Remember them?
Do not be cross, my lord. Vowron pulled me out of hiding to bear witness. Nothing more.
Glad you're still alive, old man. Are you well?
I have been a man with no country. I can't wait to watch Barras pay for what he's done.
Lord Rathari found me and expressed his wish to be here. A passionate young man.
I told you I'd have your back when you faced Barras. I want to hear him scream.
Your wish is about to come true.
Rathari's presence will show the rest of the Dark Council that you have Sith support. Barras has called a special session of the Council to make his claim as the Emperor's voice official. I'm fashionably late. Your former master and the most powerful Darths in the galaxy await. The play is yours.
I've never felt more alive.
Lead the way.
This should be fun. This can be a rough fight, but nowhere near as bad as Drog.
That had better be Darth Vowron coming through those doors.
Don't act like you were expecting me, Barras.
Interesting.
This isn't the time for one of your games, Vowron.
So there's Ravage, who's an idiot.
For the voice of the Emperor, you're uncharacteristically silent. Didn't the Emperor warn you of this?
I'm merely amused, young one. My fellows, this is my former apprentice. No doubt you're acquainted with her defiance. She was unworthy of me, so I excised her. The Emperor will inform me what is to be done with Vowron. For now, assist me in destroying this rabble.
Who dares face the Emperor's wrath?
Is that a threat, youngster? Be careful. You might grant Barras his request.
Shut up, Ravage.
No. Barras claims to be the voice. This lord claims to be the wrath. I will not provoke the Emperor. The one who lives speaks truth.
Hi, Mar.
Fine. The Master will grant the slave's last wish. The Emperor calls for your death. Attack me if you dare.
I grant you the first shot, pretender. The Dark Council will see I can withstand whatever you dish out.
You have no idea of my power.
Oh, I do. first time.
Had enough, child? Can you feel your grip on life slipping? Why persist in this futile gesture of vengeance? Let go. Embrace your death.
Forget the bravado, Barris. No one's buying it.
Just being sporting. I would think you'd appreciate the chance to catch your breath. Your champion is failing, Vauren, and you'll be next.
Is that coming from you or from the Emperor, Barris? It's hard to tell the difference.
Don't mock me, fop! Your patron just ensured your suffering will be epic, youngster. Now, die!
You are depleted, Barris. You hover a breath away from destruction.
No! My powers abandon me!
Drink in the faces of your fellows. See your disgrace reflected in their awed eyes.
Call upon the Dark Council to kill this fool! Now! The Emperor commands it! Darthmar, strike on the Emperor's behalf, or suffer his disfavor!
I believe I'll take my chances.
Ravage! Has your sense left you as well? Defend me! Defend the voice!
I will not stand in the path of the Emperor's wrath.
Doesn't you want me? You think you can silence the Emperor's true voice? Deliver the death blow, then! From beyond darkness, I shall strike at you! Someday, vengeance will be mine!
I wash the galaxy clean of you.
I cannot die!
At last, the end of Barris. The air clears and my lungs breathe deeply again. You have proven that you are truly touched by the Emperor. The Dark Council knows that the Emperor's wrath has free reign.
You are acknowledged, Wrath. Your actions will not be challenged as long as they do not contradict our own.
You are answerable only to our ultimate master.
I look forward to aiding the Dark Council in its most critical matters.
Then our power has heightened. Let the enemies of the Empire tremble. The Emperor's wrath shall consume them all.
Yeah, there's... Wait, is that Thanaton? There's Thanaton, over there on the far right. I knew he was here. You're right, you're right. Barris is first. I'll take that Darth title, even though I didn't earn it at all. I'm still gonna take it. Always wanted to be a Darth. First strike, that's Elam, isn't it? Yep. That is it. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been TOR Sith Warrior. I could probably push it, but I still gotta record a video for this game. So, yeah, Darth Nishia. It's got a ring to it, doesn't it? No, that is it. Where are we at here? Since this is an ongoing review, I feel okay leaving an unfilled aggregate. So, I'm going to actually add the Darth Barris fight to that. Oh yeah, what is our alignment? You see it over here? 59,340 light, 1,750 dark. But yeah, I thought about doing crafting, but honestly, I don't really want to. Sorry. I'll review it on another day when we come back to it. I do think I definitely want to add a story positive for that outro. That was good. So, give me a moment. I agree, Ruth. Most games don't have good outros. Admittedly, if we're counting Corellia as part of the outro, this game qualifies because Corellia is awful. I did not like Corellia at all. But the actual finale was good. I should actually say finale. I should be more clear about my terminology in the document. Alright, so I have a question for you before we really enter our 15-minute thing. Do you think Drog deserves the story negative I want to give to him? No, Jason, Mr. Red. I mean, honestly, it wasn't as bad as I remembered, but I could tell you exactly why that is. It's because I had 3 other people helping me with the fights. Both Drog fights are, in my opinion, the hardest fights in all of Sith Warrior. The solo stuff, obviously. He's annoying, he's irritating, he's whiny, he's pathetic, he comes out of nowhere, he presents himself as if he's some super mega awesome thing. It's all the things that pissed me off about Kai Lang. It's everything that pissed me off about Ranjit. The difference, however, is having seen Ranjit, Drog is not as bad as Ranjit. It's the same type of character, but nowhere near as much shoved into my face, and nowhere near as irritating. However, Ranjit was 2 negatives. Or 3, God, I don't remember. Hang on, let me pull that up really quick here. Pull up my own website. Did you know I have a website? There it is, Shadowbringers. Yep, nope, 2, I was right. 2 negatives for Ranjit. Kai Lang is worse than Drog. That's an easy answer. I don't know if Ranjit is worse than Kai Lang. I'd have to replay Mass Effect 3 with review mode, with my review hat on, to judge that. I do think Drog actively reduces my enjoyment of the game, so, you know what, I don't even know why I'm debating this. Drog. Negative to story. If he was ejected from the story entirely, I don't think anything would be worsened by it. Just gone. Fight some other random Sith, it wouldn't change anything. And by that I mean I would make it better. Tremel. Did I not mention him in the group? Looks like I did not. Where is that? Where's that? There. There's Tremel. Alright. I would like to argue with my esteemed viewers. Oh, I should get a timestamp. Whatever. I would like to argue with you guys for another positive to story. I know. Basically, this is a second positive for Darth Barris. Because he's awesome. Because he's an awesome character. Because he's one of my favorite Sith Lords of all time. Because they did so many interesting things with him. Because the way he fell apart made so much sense. Because he's smart, but he's also got the cheat codes. Because he only really made the one mistake. And in that mistake, he started spiraling believably out of control. Yeah, great villain. Absolutely fantastic villain. I would argue, of the 8 stories, he's the best villain. There are other characters I like better. And, you know, there's a couple of Sith Lords I like a little bit better. But best villain, I would give that to Barris without hesitation. Vowron actually already got a plus, Cord. So, your wish is granted, sir. Yeah, there's also a wonderful beginning where it ended kind of a thing going on in general with Barris. So that actually puts us up to 20 freaking 6 positive to story. Jesus Christ. Whew. God dang. That is nuts. I think that's it. So, I'm going to go and get a timestamp here. If anybody wants... So we're going to go ahead and officially start the post-game discussion stream, for anybody who wants to talk about anything. And anybody who wants to mention any additional positives or negatives they think that is, or are, deserved. Before we do that, now that I've gotten the timestamp, now that I've said that, before you guys jump into it, Darth Tyrant asked me a question. Do I like Sith Warrior? The answer I want to give is yes with cheats. If this was a single-player game, I would probably replay Sith Warrior and Agent and a few other stories periodically with cheats. Playing back through this was a lot smoother than last time because you guys were with me. I've been paying attention this whole time and very carefully and precisely watching my health and watching enemy health and watching how the pacing of things were going and blah, blah, blah. This was tolerable because of cheats, because you guys were with me. I did not like the gameplay of this game, and I think the massive negative bias here accurately showcases that. But that is ultimately my judgment of TOR, and this is, if I'm being 100% honest, better than I thought it would be. Going back through Sith Warrior, I still love this story arc. I absolutely adore the characters and the presentation, the style. I came up with relatively few story negatives, especially because of the fact that the Sith Warrior storyline is so tight that I have very little bad to say about it. Most of those negatives are not actually for the Sith Warrior arc. They're for TOR as a whole. Side quests, instances, external continuity, Revan, planetary primaries, 5 negatives for TOR, not for the Sith Warrior. Sith Warrior got Brunmark and Drog. That's it. Every other negative was for TOR as a whole. And I agree with Crazy Norse. The combat is at best functional. It's there. That's the nicest thing I could say about it. Just to line this up, assuming nobody else has any other negatives or positives that you guys want to toss onto the list, that leaves us with a net negative 10 to gameplay. Jesus! And a net plus 19 to story. I'm still glad I played it. I've played this game many times, as I said. Many times. I don't regret that. I do think that going forward, if we are to do any further TOR runs, I'm going to basically mandate aid from you guys. I hate to do that, but I can actually picture how much longer and sloggier that this would be if I did not have you guys helping me. Especially since I already played the class that I enjoy the best, Sith Warrior. Everyone else is a step down from here, gameplay-wise. Agreed, Raven Zero. And that's what we're going to do going forward, with one exception on the Republic side. I will absolutely be grateful for guys' help if you want to join me that in a year or so, whenever that happens. But I think this proves the viability of not only reviews for MMO, but for reviews of TOR in particular. Nah, I'll be fine there, Zacteft. You'd be more than welcome, Bragwin. Whoever wants to join. Again, this isn't happening tomorrow. Yes, that's where we're at right now, Mr. Red. I hope so too, Indiana Joe. I would like to add the expansions forward. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and judge exactly how long the expansions are to determine how we part and parcel those out. Because we've got Elam, we've got the Hutt stuff, we've got the Revan stuff, then we've got the Eternal Empire, then we've got Onslaught, and I think that's everything? So I'm going to have to figure out how we chop that up. We could do it individually. We'll do the Hutt stuff, and that'll be one run, right? We do the Revan stuff, and that's one run. We could do that. Or we could try to blunk it all together and try to its way through it. I'll debate that going forward. Like, the list is in lockdown right now, but again, like I said, I want that to happen. That's a thing. In fact, I'm probably going to add that to Lore's list going forwards, which you can now see on the website in a totally unsorted text dump kind of a way. I wonder. Let me say once again, thank you very, very much. Thank you, von Falkenstein. Thank you, Vigilant. Thank you, Cord. Thank you, Darth Tyron. Thank you, Shadow Machine. I don't know if you're there right now. Thank you, all of you, so much for your assistance on this run. I'm not joking or exaggerating when I say this run would have been so much worse without you guys. Thank you very, very much. I'm going to see something real quick here. I would most likely play the Sith Warrior through the expansions. So there's my Inquisitor, there's Gilfaberry. It's not even 50, that's hysterical. There's my Jedi. Looks identical to her because it's the same outfit. There's my Bounty Hunter. Is that it on this server? Yeah, I have lost characters. I have actually lost characters. We were to do Trooper next. Sure. I don't know which is which. Not sure that one. It's got a bigger gun. What races have we got here? Maryland, Cyborg, Zabrak, Hume. Togruta sounds kind of cool. I don't know. Sith, the best race of all. I can't... Oh, there. I was going to say, why can't I be Chiss? I could totally be Chiss. Yeah, I know, Raven Zero. We did that last time. It was horrible.
As a soldier of the Republic, it's my duty to help.
We'll be Gargantua here. Where's hair? Get some hair going on. There we go. The Chiss are ready to serve the Republic, no matter the cost. There we go, there we go. Perfect. Behold.
Now you'll see how Havoc Squad gets things done.
No one gets in his way. Anyways, I'm sorry. Just messing around. So I'm not seeing a lot of the usual post-stream questions, which is fine. Because I got a rumination to record. Slight sigh. I'm going to go ahead and chop this off then, I think. Thank you everyone for joining me. Very, very much, as always.